Anytime you talk about leadership, whether it's in our institutions or culture at large, it's rare to find 2 or 3 people who agree on a definition. But as our institutions try and tackle leadership, I think one of our challenges that we face in the 21st century is how to untwine it from consumer culture narratives. And what I mean by that are the narratives that our students and ourselves are bombarded by every day, every hour, that we are most relevant, that our expectations matter most, that we are what we can do, so performance-based narratives. And ultimately, what we see, and I'll admit what I see in myself, is a lot of weaving leadership and faith in those narratives in some really unfortunate ways. And so I think our challenge is this, to find new frameworks to talk about leadership that really challenge those narratives. In essence, to create spaces for leadership to serve as a counter-narrative, to take on ideas such as impact versus obedience, that other authors flesh out, where a lot of our students and ourselves pursuing impact, where we're not really pursuing obedience first. We're doing and we're asking God to bless it, instead of actually pursuing obedience and waiting for a word from the Lord before we do. Another one of those narratives would be perfection versus excellence. Again, perfection may be more culturally defined through those narratives, and so being paralyzed because we can't be perfect, so we choose only that which we can easily do and we know will be successful, instead of taking appropriate risks and learning from failure and failing in the right ways. So I think these narratives, along with even service to the self, which we see a lot of times in our own mixed up motivation for service, these are some of the ways that consumer narratives have intertwined themselves into the leadership conversation. And I think our challenge in the 21st century is to provide a counter-narrative through Scripture, through good theology, through good conversation, checked by our faith communities, where we can take on those narratives and reframe leadership for ourselves and for our students.